If your shoulder hurts and you've been stretching it every single day hoping it will finally loosen up, there's a real chance, quietly, slowly, you may be making it worse. Not because you're doing something careless, but because shoulder pain is not one problem. It's several different problems that feel the same but behave very differently. And here's the part most people never get told. What helps one type can aggravate another. I want you to think about that for a second. Because if you've been doing random stretches you found online, or even exercises someone recommended with good intentions, you might be working against your own shoulder. So in this video, we're going to slow this down and do something different. Not more effort, not more exercises, just more clarity. I'm going to walk you through 3 simple shoulder tests you can do with me right now, sitting or standing.
Each one reveals a different pattern inside your shoulder. Each one reveals a different pattern inside your shoulder. And once you know your pattern, you finally know where to start, safely. Pattern interrupt. But before we begin, I want you to pay attention to just 2 things during every test. Where do you feel the pain? And does the arm feel painful, weak, or both? That second part matters more than you think, because pain and weakness don't always mean the same thing. All right, let's begin. Test number 1, the side lift. Pinch. Let your arm hang relaxed by your side, completely loose, no tension. Now slowly lift it straight out to the side. Palm facing down is fine. Take your time. There's no rush here. At first, everything usually feels normal, smooth, easy. But then, right around the middle, something changes. A pinch, a sharp ache, sometimes even a small catch that makes you hesitate or stop. Pause. If you feel that, anywhere through that middle range, that's important. That's your answer. You've just found what we call your pinch zone. Now here's the part that surprises most people. Keep going. Carefully lift the arm higher, past that painful point. And for many of you, the pain disappears again. Pain, then no pain. That very specific pattern tells us something very precise is happening inside your shoulder. Pattern interrupt. Let me explain this simply. There's a small space between your arm bone and the bone on top of your shoulder. As your arm moves through that middle range, that space temporarily narrows and structures inside it get compressed. That's the pinch. Studies referenced in orthopedic research, including NIH-supported literature on shoulder impingement, show that this narrowing, especially in adults over 60, is often linked to subtle changes in posture, tendon thickness, and joint mechanics. Which means it's not just tightness, it's mechanics. Pause. And you've probably felt this before without realizing it. Reaching for a plate, putting on a jacket, fastening a seatbelt, lifting a bag from the counter. If that sounds familiar, stay with me. We'll fix it. But first, we need to rule out the other patterns, because many people have more than one. Test number 2, the empty can. Bring your arm forward, slightly angled out to the side, about halfway between straight ahead and straight out. Now turn your thumb downward, like you're pouring out a can. That's your position. Now hold it there. If someone is nearby, have them gently press your wrist downward while you resist. If you're alone, use your other hand. Press lightly. Don't overdo it. Now pay attention. Do you feel pain in the top or front of your shoulder? Or does the arm feel unexpectedly weak? Not just uncomfortable, but weak. Pause. That's a positive result. And it points very clearly to one muscle, the supraspinatus, a small but critical part of your rotator cuff. Research published in musculoskeletal studies and widely cited in NIH databases shows this muscle is often the first to become irritated or degenerate with age, especially after 60. And here's what most people get wrong. When this muscle struggles, it doesn't feel like one muscle. It feels like your entire shoulder is failing. Reaching overhead becomes difficult. Washing your hair feels heavy. Putting on a shirt becomes a chore. But it's not the whole shoulder. It's usually this one muscle asking for help. Pattern interrupt, and pushing through it is exactly what makes it worse. We'll come back to that. But first, one more test. Test number 3, the outward turn. Bend your elbow to 90 degrees. Keep it tucked against your side. Now rotate your forearm outward, like opening a gate. Use a wall or door frame for resistance. Gently press outward and notice pain in the back or outside of the shoulder, or weakness compared to the other side. Pause. This one is subtle, but very common, especially in people who notice discomfort when steering a car, pulling open a door, reaching for a seatbelt, or rotating the arm outward in daily life. Research in aging populations shows that these external rotator muscles gradually weaken over years because most daily activities pull the arm inward. Typing, driving, cooking, carrying, everything reinforces inward motion. So the outward muscles quietly weaken until one day they start hurting. Now pause for a moment. If more than one test hurt, that's normal. Very normal. Don't worry about giving it a perfect label. Just ask yourself one simple question. Which test felt the most like your real-life pain? That's your starting point. Pattern interrupt. And here's something important. Even if only one test stood out, watch all 3 sections, because preventing the next problem is just as important as fixing the current one. Exercise section begins. We start gently, very gently, because your shoulder doesn't need force right now, it needs space. Exercise 1, pendulum swing. Lean forward slightly. Support yourself with your good arm on a table or chair. Let the sore arm hang completely loose, heavy, like a rope. Now begin small movements, forward and back, slow, easy, no effort, 30 seconds. Then side to side, another 30 seconds. Then small circles, clockwise, then counterclockwise. Pause. This may feel almost too easy. That's intentional, because research-backed rehabilitation principles emphasize early-stage decompression over strengthening in irritated shoulders. When your arm hangs like this, gravity gently pulls the joint open, creating space where that pinch occurs. No strain, no resistance, just relief. Pattern interrupt. If this already feels better than lifting your arm normally, that's a powerful clue. Your shoulder responds well to decompression. Remember that. Exercise 2, table slide. Sit at a table. Place your forearm on a towel. Slowly slide it forward. Let the table support the weight. Go until you feel a stretch, not pain. Pause. Then slide back. 8 to 10 repetitions. Smooth, controlled. Pause. Here's the mistake most people make. They push too far, trying to speed up healing. But studies on tendon recovery consistently show aggressive stretching delays healing. Gentle, controlled motion restores it. Think of this as asking permission, not forcing progress. Exercise 3, shoulder blade squeeze. Sit tall, arms relaxed. Now gently pull your shoulder blades together and slightly downward. Hold for 5 seconds. Release. Repeat 8 to 10 times. Pause. This may seem simple, but it might be the most important exercise here, because the position of your shoulder blade directly affects the space inside your shoulder joint. Fix the blade, and you often reduce the pinch. In fact, clinical observations and rehab studies show improvements in symptoms within 1 to 2 weeks from this alone in many patients. If your empty can test was positive, we shift strategy. Now we're dealing with a sensitive muscle, not a stiff joint. Wall slide forearms on the wall. Slide upward slowly. Stay controlled. No arching the back. No forcing range. Isometric press elbow at your side. Press gently into the wall. 30% effort. Hold 10 seconds. Pause. This is where most people go wrong. They push too hard, too soon. But research on tendon loading, especially rotator cuff rehab, shows gradual loading is the key to recovery. Not intensity, not speed. Progress slowly. 30%, then 50%, then 60%, over weeks, not days. If your outward turn test was positive, you restore balance. Assisted rotation. Use a stick. Let the good arm guide the movement. Keep it gentle. Isometric external rotation. Press the wrist into the wall. Light effort. Controlled hold. Pause. These muscles have likely been underused for years. They don't need punishment. They need reactivation. One final warning. If any of these apply, don't wait. Get medical guidance. Pain after a fall. Feeling of instability. Night pain that wakes you. Worsening weakness. Or no improvement after 3 to 4 weeks. These can indicate more serious conditions, like tears, which studies show become more common with age and should not be ignored. Your 7-day plan simple. Focused. No overload. Start with the pattern that matched you most. Do only those exercises for 1 week. Then reassess. Pause. If it feels even slightly easier, that's progress. If not, slow down. Check your form and remove anything causing sharp pain. Pattern interrupt. Closing emotional tone. Because here's the truth. Your shoulder isn't wearing out, it's responding to how it's being used, or overused, or misunderstood. And once you understand it, you stop fighting your body and start working with it. If this helped you, you can subscribe. I make these videos every week with one goal, helping you move a little easier and stay independent a little longer. And if something didn't match your pain, tell me, because your comment might shape the next video. I'll see you there.